I don't know.
That one hurts.
I don't know what happened.
I will keep the thunder.
Oh, damn it.
Storm is rising again.
I don't know what
I think we
happened.
lost Char. Oh,
Can
no,
you hear me?
she's back.
Be strong.
Char!
Yeah, I am very confused.
You're in my storm.
Sayonara. Now's my chance. I know. Come, my minion.
A little extra power never hurt. A timely boost.
I like the cold. Ready to do some damage.
They hitting real hard. Always
No, how
glad
did
to help.
we're just kind of like stuck here? Oh, okay, let me post that I'm live again. I don't know.
What a dis- Now the
Again,
thunder is
internet went out.
So I just hold that there. You doing okay there, Nox?
Hmm?
You doing okay
Oh,
there, Nox?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Always
Yeah,
glad
no, I keep dying. I don't
I'm not gonna
kill one
lie.
person.
Any healing is good.
What?
My KDA is like 0.
I mean, yeah, this has been a
I
really
don't know
hard
what that
one.
is.
Kill, deaths, assist. It's like your score, basically. Oh, I got swallowed by Jeff?
I got my ult.
Come here. Come on.
Us against the world.
Oh my god.
We got it.
No,
we got it. We got
was
it.
me.
We got it.
My internet on just OBS went out. I don't know if it was a Twitch side thing or what, but my game stayed up, everything else stayed up, and then
I bring thunder.
really random.
Ride the winds.
We got it. We got it. Can we just have to survive? Just have to survive.
Feel the wrath of the goddess.
I died.
Only 60 seconds left.
Yeah, get it, Storm. Get it. Yeah. No.
I didn't get to kill anyone.
I can't go into my ice form yet. God damn it.
Dude.
Battlefield medicine. The moon haunts you.
Maybe I should
I
be
will not make the same mistakes again.
someone else.
Down to 30 seconds.
I bring thunder.
Thank you.
Sure am gonna miss it.
I'll leave it to honk shoe. I don't know the actual line. I don't know what it is.
Final 10 seconds.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ride the winds.
Oh. So I
that
can
was
see
rough.
where she's a vanguard, but I can
really
also
slow.
see where it's a problem.
Is she really slow or?
I need to figure
think
out
she's kinda
how
hard.
her mobility is.
Mm.
I think that's what it was. Or I was hopping between Rocket and Gambit, and they have mobility. I had no mobility with Emma.
Yeah, and I bet
so
you were
that
going into
got me
diamond
lost
form a
little
lot.
bit.
I did that when I first went to
I
her.
also thought she
Oh,
shot
they
like
can't-
ice crystals, and
Can't
it's
frickin'
like
hear me.
you just hold it. You just hold it, and then it will like connect and do damage.
This is so funny. God.
Oh, hello. Are you good, Chad?
Hey,
You're
can you hear me
back.
now?
Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea what happened. I could hear you guys the whole time. I was talking the whole time, but
Oh, what the fuck?
That
Oh
was
no. I was
so
worried
weird.
that you were that you got disconnected.
Yeah.
no, I was here. I don't know what happened. It was like OBS said that it was disconnected, but nothing else was, and then I couldn't get my mic to work. So I don't know what was going on.
That's so weird.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to get it to work.
I
Great.
got
How
OBS
you feeling?
DDoSed. I'm down for another.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah?
Wait, what time
'Kay.
is it? Hold on.
It's almost 11. I'm good for another.
Shit. Okay, if you guys go, I'm gonna hop off because I want to go shower before bed.
Okay, I think this is gonna be my last one before I switch to Pokemon Unite.
Okay,
Okay,
then
one more.
We'll do one more then.
Yeah. Let's go. I love how fast the matches go into it.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
The classic bait of one
Ooh,
more.
the
I know.
Hellfire
And then we're gonna
Gala.
win.
Okay. Yeah, let's
Oh,
go, boys.
fancy.
Let's get 'em.
Look at that Groot. Beautiful Groot. At the game of these. I love this character so
Okay,
fucking
um,
much. I
Does
love what
anyone
they
know
did
how to
with his
play
accent.
Doctor Strange or Scarlet
Looks
Witch?
like they're gonna play Doctor Strange.
Girl, it's just fun.
And
Yeah.
the darkness
Oh,
that's
never
I'm
mind.
gonna
They
play
switched to Venom.
Blade.
Do it.
Respectable. Bleed. Is that Apocalypse?
I don't think so.
Vamps
Let's
gave me
go.
my powers.
Oh, I haven't seen a
I'll
Groot
make
yet.
them
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I am Groot.
Andy got me a Dunford donut
That sounds
for my
delicious.
troubles.
Aww.
He's like, here's a donut because you guys suck. Thanks.
Oh,
For
look at the
believing
little
in me, I
Venom,
guess.
the little Venom Jeff. It was so
Yeah, the little
cute.
Venom Jeff.
3,
Is it Jeffem?
1.
Or is
Jeffem.
it Zeth? Jeffem. Well, Jeffem.
I've slayed hordes of vamps with a single sword, so
Oh.
this will be easy.
Oh, so we're starting.
Oh,
Yeah?
I see.
They came in
should not
fast.
have, I should not have engaged like that.
I definitely should not have engaged.
Takes a lot more than that to put me down.
No, Groot. Stay alive. Stay alive. Nope.
As good as hell. Hell yeah.
Wait, we need to get on the payload.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a Blade player.
You're lucky I was here.
Oh my god,
That blade was intense.
he's so fun.
Next time, put up a fight.
Oh my god,
What?
who am I?
Blade. Motherfucking blade.
There's only ever gonna be one blade.
Dude, Blade always makes me think of Akira. He does the Blade voice all the time.
I know.
Slice and dice. You're not in this alone.
Oh my god.
Charlie, don't go in there. You can't go in there, Charlie.
Oh, I see. I see now. The error of my
Where
ways.
is this bitch at? Oh, then she's already down. No, live, damn it. Yeah, Jeff.
I'm backing
Get
up.
on him.
Shit, they got me.
As good as new.
Oh, where are we getting hit?
My bad. I was just like running
payload?
into their base to kill them.
Oh, I see. It's the
know.
venom.
You're not in this alone.
That's okay,
Oh,
that's where I
no.
was too.
Not the Chi-Hao hole.
What?
I don't remember what Iron Fist says. I just know it says
He says cheaper town.
Sheeper Town Hall. You're in oh!
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't stay in range. That was the craziest kill streak of my Marvel Rivals
I've
career.
always walked the line between the living and undead.
I hope you got like playback of that.
I'm just
I
trying to
just
kill that Angela.
kept
Damn it.
I
slicing.
know. She is.
I had a 10-player kill streak. I'm proud. I got somewhere with that.
Does Angela regain health every time she kills something?
That
like,
would
hit
make
something?
sense.
Stop that vehicle!
I'm not sure.
I think she gains health when she hits stuff. Just
Ooh,
like
I
that
gotta
was
wait.
wild.
You're not in. That's
Oh god.
He's so fun. He's so rewarding.
He's so fast.
You know.
There we go. Oh, we gotta
Uh-oh.
run from that.
I'm cutting in.
I jumped off the
Nope.
edge.
No!
I didn't know there was an edge there.
Fuck, me too.
Oh, did you too? Oh god, it makes me feel better.
I did
we
the
did it,
same-
we did it together.
Only 60
Yeah.
seconds left.
Damn.
It's the map's fault. See,
They're coming
we
in
both
behind you
fell
guys.
for it. It can't be both of our faults.
Yeah.
They're coming behind us.
They're coming in behind you on the balcony.
She put down hole.
Oh my god.
After that, you know what? That was a great way to do that.
That's all I've ever heard people say is cheaper town hall.
She put down hole.
We got it.
Yeah.
Keep going. You have to stay on the payload on this one, or does it move as long as you're...
I
It
think we
moves.
have to stay with it, but I think it
I know
does
that's how
move.
Overwatch worked, but I just wasn't sure. Oh,
You'll have to keep
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you,
Jeff.
Jeff.
whoa. Oh, he has a gun?
Push him into the fire.
He has a gun and a sword.
Go, fuck, get the fuck away from me, Venom. No!
Wait, how does this work? I don't
Oh my God.
understand. I'm used to his sword. Why did I have the gun out?
Oh my god.
Always walk the line between the living and undead.
Oh.
We gotta. No.
If I hit
that was a good
two.
run for a second.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
now.
Oh, whoops.
Stop them.
I immediately died.
Oh. Did they get the checkpoint?
They found my weak spot
Yeah,
again.
they're on
The
it
hunt's
right
not
now.
over yet.
Are you guys regrouped again?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm with Char.
We're in the back. We're coming.
Yeah. If we can drive them into like the fire that I leave on the ground, that helps to kind of like scatter them or separate them. Like, you know,
I got you.
it does passives.
The tree is down. These fools are following me. 1,000 gods! Back in the game.
Oh, did that? Shoot. Oh, who healed so much when I ulted?
Damn.
Double KO.
Oh shit, they got me.
They've made it halfway. Stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
Yo, yeah.
Slice and dice.
Oh no. Oh no. It's all falling apart, team.
There's still a chance to stop them.
The living and undead. It's cold steel.
You just need to get that guy out of there. The Venom. Now we're good.
Taste cold steel.
Yeah, the
There we
Mr.
go. There we
Fantastic
go.
and the Venom.
I was born ready. You're lucky I was here.
There
Got
we
him.
go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, back it on up, buddy. Back it on up.
Taste cold steel.
We got
no.
fucking Iron
Oh,
Fist again.
Dagger.
Oh my god. No.
I've always walked the line between the living and undead.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of it now. Starting to get annoying a little bit.
Down to 30 seconds.
I'm cutting in.
Watch your back.
Oh no.
As good as new.
Oh, I gotta back it up.
Us against the world.
I gotta back it up. Damn.
They hit a checkpoint. Might be a good time to stop them.
Oh no.
Bright like a star.
Oh, I switched. I
Aw,
switched again.
fuck.
How did I do that?
Seasons.
Damn, Angela.
I could use
Yeah,
this.
she's aggressive. It's kind of fun.
Well,
Oh
I
my
can't
God, I hate
be,
this map.
Better stop that vehicle.
It's if I'm near the ground, then I get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't go past certain areas unless I'm like down near the ground.
Man. Shoot. Oh, the Loki is so good.
Almost about out.
Quite the collaborate.
Takes a lot more than that to put me down.
Get away from my wife.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Slice and dice. I had you covered.
yeah. Fuck yeah, Venom.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That was a
Not
good hold.
vehicle.
Only 60 seconds left.
Uh-oh.
Slice and dice.
Oh. I'm gonna die.
Don't give them another inch. Or else.
Oh, damn it. What does he hit you with? His fucking dick while he's in that big form?
What are you talking about?
I swear to God, he pelvic thrusted me to death.
Oh, are you talking about Mr.
Mr.
Fantastic?
Fantastic? Yeah, I just saw him like pelvic thrust and I died.
Big walls, yeah.
Taste cold steel.
Okay, I'm getting back. I'm
Make
getting
sure
back.
that Venom stayed alive. Unless his fucking Angela's there.
Got her.
Oh,
The final 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
did Jeff just grab all of them?
Yeah, I think he saved all of them.
Yeah.
Great. That was amazing. Wow.
Oh, yay! Oh, look at this. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Good
That
job.
was
Yeah, what a
great.
menace.
That was a good save.
Yeah.
Hey, at least we got to end on a high note.
Yeah, we got to end on a win.
Actually ending on a win, and this never happens.
Well, it's because we have the self-control to end on a win. Right, Charlie?
True. Yep, that's true. Okay. Love you guys. Have
Well,
a great
I
rest of
really-
your night.
Yeah, love
Love
you.
you
I really
too,
enjoyed
Char.
that.
Have a good night.
Are you
Have a
still gonna
good
be
stream.
streaming, Chan?
No, I think I'm good for the night.
All right. Well, guys,
Rate
Chan
her.
just
Joining
started
me.
streaming.
Rate Charlie.
You do not have to raid me.
no,
I
you
can't.
rate
It's brand
Charlie.
new.
With my
Oh.
one
Go-
view,
go
that's
check her
probably
out.
me.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, go check out Charlie. She's gonna be playing Pokemon now.
Okay, good night,
Alright,
guys.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, it's freaking Pokemon time. It's freaking Vaporeon time is what it is. I've been looking forward to this for so long. Vaporeon Nation. Why can't I see my title? Thank you. All right, there we go. Pokemons. Oh, yes. Here we go. I'm so excited. I wonder if I need to get the license think I already got the license earlier today, but... Oh my god, I messed it up again. Come on, game capture. There we go. Wow. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's in a little dress. I have 16 gems. Damn it! So 890 gems. Okay, let's see. Where is she? What the hell? Give her to me. I don't even understand what I'm doing here. Why do I have 300 of these coins? Oh, I need 1,000. Oh, wait. How much does it cost to complete the map? 195? And I have 300 of these? I got more dice. I'm so confused. What is going on? Why can't I just buy it with money? Okay, more dice it is, I guess. You cannot advance to the next square until you've completed a tile mission. For a total of 300 points, participate in one battle in which Serena is a member of either team. Okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing. I don't even get like a temporary license? It just doesn't seem right. Let me just claim all of these things. Oh, Drew did. I am playing Vaporeon today. However I must, I will. What is this? I don't know, who knows what that currency even is? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Alright, here we go. Here for 5 seconds before I go to bed. Okay, bye. I love you all. Kisses, smooches. Bungalate? What is bungalate? Okay, good night, Zen. And keep your mysteries. I don't know what bungalate means. David, why would you even say that? Why would you even potentially curse me with that? Time to be Glaceon. How did you massacre into a Spanish word? Wait, how do you say it? It's not bungalate? What is it? Bunglate? That can't be how you say it. Bunglate? Where? Oh, there's another U in it. Bungulate? Oops, that's not Serena. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh, she's not on the enemy team either. Bung like dung, you like you late. I'm late for work. Bungulate? What does it mean? What does it mean, Zen? Why do you have an emote of it? Guess I just have to earn 300 points. You got a Charizard jungle, I suppose. I think I like Icy Wind. It was definitely Icicle Spear, but it's fine. I messed it up. Is there not? Is there not a Vaporeon on either team because no one knows how to obtain them? Is that what is that what's happening? It's one of the streamer's many catchphrases. Don't stress about it. Go ruin these 6-year-olds' gaming experience on your night. Aye, Chief. No more thoughts from me. I need freaking experience. Uh-oh. He abandoned me in my time of need. Where's our Charmander? Oh, he's Charizard now. I see. Good. You love to see a Charizard and not a Charmander. How you know they're probably actually playing the game. There's nothing more stressful than seeing like a baby Pokemon when you're like 3 or 4 minutes into the game. You should not be that anymore. You should have evolved a while ago. I guess we'll do Ice Shard. I don't know. Ice Shard, Icy Wind. I messed this up, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm supposed to do Icicle Spear and, the other one. Do you think anyone will notice that I'm not playing Vaporeon? if I'm Glaceon, it's like this is the next best thing, I guess. Ooh, they're all up there. Oh. Your Decidueye main? He's pretty cool. I don't usually play Glaceon, to be fair. I'm more of a... I play a lot of Sylveon. Sylveon and Absol. Oh, nice, you got the Decidueye emotes. That's so cool. Do we have all of our jungle up? I need to take something. Oh, is that... Wait. Is that a global? We have the emote comrade. Yeah, my bad. Oh, ouch. Oh my god. That's like me being like, oh, you have Kappa? That's so sick. Oh, did he use Fluffy Tail on me? For the slow? Is that what it was? I'm not getting 300 points this game, that's for sure. Or does that mean like as a team? Oh, wait, my ult doesn't do what I thought it did. It's just like an empowered area. It doesn't do big damage. I'd play this game more if my Joy-Con didn't drift. I invested in a Pro controller for my Nintendo Switch, and I'm very glad that I did. It's probably one of my favorite investments. Joy-Cons are just... they're just not very good, unfortunately. My team is nowhere to be found, so I'm just gonna hide here until they show. I don't want to be the one that shows. I think their team... yeah, is gonna head over there. Oh my gosh, I picked the worst possible time! Their team was all waiting right here. Why were they not... why were they not on Groudon? I thought I was gonna sneak it. Not my best. Not my best. This is looking like a... I don't even know how to surrender. Like, trying to... yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's just go next. Let's just get out of this one. We didn't get 300 points, and we didn't get Serena. This is just insane. A rank protection card? No, I'm fine. We'll get it back. I also didn't realize I queued for ranked. Whoops. Probably shouldn't have picked Glaceon. I probably should have stuck with my main. That's okay. We got it this time. Alright, David, hop on and play Serena, please. So we can get the mission. The comp was sweaty. It was way sweaty. You can unlock new missions with Eevee challenges? Oh, I missed it. This is all just a bunch of boys. I'm in a boy game. Do I have Serena? I do. Alright. Oh, I have all my max items too. Okay, we'll try it. Just kidding. I'll go bot, I guess. With Pikachu. Trying to stand on the jump platform when a Joy-Con randomly moves in different directions. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I highly recommend investing in a nice controller for the Switch. The Joy-Cons are just... they just don't do it. Unfortunately. I haven't even used the Joy-Cons on my Switch 2 yet, so I can't really speak to them very much. I've just been using my Pro Controller. Okay, the Citrus Berry Snorlax skin might be my favorite skin ever of anything. It's just, it's so good. He is a citrus berry. Oh, look, I'm a little bon sweet. Bon sweet. So cute. No one ever expects the bon sweet. My stupid sister had a kid, so now I have a nephew, so down the line it would make sense to buy new controllers to play with him. My stupid sister had a kid. It'd be like that. I love playing games with my nieces and nephews. It's so fun. It's such a good time. I love getting to show them stuff for the first time. Just a good experience. Oops. Got a little lost in the sauce there. Okay, we go triple axle always, I think. Darkrai still here. I still have all my consoles going back to Super Nintendo, and boy, those games are cursed compared to today's. Yeah, well, because back then, to make the game last, they would just make it really hard. That was the whole plan. It was like, how do we get people to play our game for a long time? Well, let's just make it really hard. Like, did you ever play, like, the Lion King game on the Sega Genesis? That's, like, one of the hardest games I think I've maybe ever played. It's like, out of control hard. I thought you were gonna be Vaporeon. Tyler, for whatever reason, they made it really hard to be Vaporeon, so I have to like unlock her through missions, I guess. So that's what I'm trying to do. One of the missions is to play Serena, who's not even an evolution. Very confusing. You can't just buy it? I guess not. I looked. I looked in the license store. It wasn't there. It was only like through these missions that you can unlock it. You need like 1,000 coins or something. I don't know how it works. I'm just doing what they're telling me to do so I can play her. I was wondering, I'm like, how come no one else is playing her? It's like, probably because they don't know how to unlock her. Oops. Triple Axel kind of slow. I think they nerfed this. I feel like Triple Axel used to be really, really fast. You can speed up the missions with gems if you want, though. Oh, I guess I guess I could buy it that way then. I just have to see how much it'll all cost. Because if that's the case, then yeah, I'm just gonna buy it. Oh. That Darkrai is old or something? Ah! I couldn't reach him. Yay, Pikachu! To the rescue! I heard that Vaporeon's really strong, and so I'm very excited to play her while she's broken. Sounds like a great time. I don't play this game, but that play pushing into the wall looks so hype. So it's actually such a fun game. And look! Giant citrus berry Snorlax. I can't fight both of them. This is not good. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Boss, doesn't he just look like he was supposed to be that? I don't know if this is worth my time, actually, if they're all dead anyway, to stop it from reaching. It probably is. Let's just come right back. We'll just edit that one out. Yeah, true. Yeah, then we'll edit that in post for the YouTube video. I need some levels. Desperate. If I just go, I guess I just keep pushing this. That is very single target. Which is not horrible, it's just I didn't realize. I should just try to leave. What did I have to prove there? Get him, Blastoise. Gotta help my boy. Oh no, Groudon's about to spawn too. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Oh, what did I do? Huge. Ouch. I will be back. No. I'm trying. I'm so scared. Ah! No. I used the ult to buy me like a second of time. Yeah, I think we lose. Sad. Over. It's alright. I'm not a Serena player, you know? Appreciate Blastoise just holding the line there. Like, we have 20 seconds left. Get! Darkrai pisses me off. He can just stay hidden like that. They actually did a pretty good job defending. That Scyther still scored 100 points though. So I don't think it's close, but okay, hear me out. You could be sailing in OSRS right now. Well, that is true. I don't think I would enjoy that very much. But I'm glad that you would enjoy that. Okay, okay. Let's go to our main menu. Let's see how we're doing this. How are you streaming this? I'm streaming on my Nintendo Switch 2. I'm using the Elgato HD60S capture card and using OBS to stream that to Twitch. Where the heck was it? I'm like, there's so many menus. I think it's in here. Okay, very cool, very cool. Oh no, this is just like the regular battle pass. It's neat, but it's not what I'm looking for. I think it's events. Okay. Oh, I can't complete the map. Okay, we roll the dice. Might as well roll the dice for what we can. What? Oh, I had to claim it. I see. You're fancy, you got the Switch too? Yeah, I got it for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so now we're at 480. I think I need 1,000. Should I just buy some coins? I don't even know how many I need, to be quite frank with you. Oh, for Scarlet and Violet. Whoops, sorry. I meant Legend ZA. Little Freudian slip there. You think if I buy the $7.99, that'll be enough? just buy the $20 one. Okay, hold on. I don't know. We'll go here for a second just so I can buy this really fast and not share any information. Oh, it's just my QR code, I think. Life Size Charlie, hi. How's it going? Hope you're well. I'll just log in real quick. There we go. Full cam for financial safety. Financial safety and security. Ever get the gift? Oh my gosh, Legacy. I'm sorry. I meant to answer you earlier. Yes, I did. And thank you so much. Legacy gifted me, what was it? $100 to TCG Player? Thank you so much. I'm really excited to get some stuff from there. I'm so grateful. Yeah, it did come through and I saw it, so I thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're back on. Go to events. Ta-da. Hell yeah, you're getting the Avatar Magic the Gathering set. I can't say that I am. You can unlock random EV challenge missions and try out EV at no cost. I unlocked the Umbreon. I own Umbreon. Who even knows what is going on? I don't know what any of this stuff is. Hi, Spywolf. Where are we going on our walk? Okay, I've completed the missions of today. So now, okay, the Vaporeon commemorative event. I need to participate in 8 battles as Vaporeon. How do I do that without being Vaporeon? Give her to me! Sorry, I'm so confused. Wait. I got it, actually. I got it. I'm not confused anymore. I go here. And then I go... the Delmise commemorative event. Where the hell did it go? There's the big... Okay, give me this. Go to obtain. Aha, okay, now we can complete the map. Complete the map. Complete the map. Alright, okay. Oops. PhD to unlock this character. We're doing it. We're doing it. So now I can go here and unlock it. Ah, we did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Oh. Wait, I could have unlocked the tiny license. It's fine. I was gonna unlock her no matter what. Okay, so now I need to get her boost emblems and everything. I need to get the right ones. Hello, Maddish. Okay, I think what I was gonna do... I'll look through the items again. It's been a while. My leftovers are only 20? And wait. all held items. Oh, there is a ton. Hold on. Increases Pokemon's HP recovered by 10%. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. We've got to get that. Gotta get the big root. What about these other ones? Pack specs. I own scope lens. What are the ones I don't own? Rapid fire scarf. Slick spoon. Rescue hood. Well, hold on, I gotta see. In before someone else insta-locks Vaporeon? Why would you ever say that? Vaporeon. Pokemon Unite. Let's look at best items. Because I feel like Big Root is gonna be huge. Because I saw Aqua Ring on her. Seemed very strong. Time to download and stream snipe so that I can I can insta-lock. Okay, you downloading the game and insta-locking Vaporeon is at minimum gonna take you 20 minutes, so I think I've got time. I don't feel threatened by that whatsoever. Okay, let's see. Vaporeon is at the bottom. Special attacker. Why does the Pokemon Unite stuff never have the items to run? I swear, it's like every time I look at builds, there's no they never have what items. I guess I'll just build it my own self. Nasty Belt's pretty cool too. When a hindrance is inflicted on the Pokemon, wait, can I read this? I'll just grab it anyway. I do need some more item enhancers. I don't know how many more, but sure, we'll just get like 70 of them, I suppose. Okay, big root. That's how I have to upgrade it? There's not a faster way to do this? I'll download and play and not give a shit about choosing Vaporeon. Hell yeah, Tyler, get in here. Get in here. Oh, if you just hold, oh, this, okay. This is much faster. Thank you. Thanks for the big tip. What? Man. Wait, what are these? Does this automatically upgrade it? Oh. Muscle band. Maybe I will. I'll swap. I feel like leftovers are so good though, but maybe they're not. This person is a Vaporeon master and that's what they run. Wait, why am I on Rocky Helmet right now? What's going on? Wait, let's look at this again. Spoon specs. Wow, that person's pretty aggressive, I would assume. These guys didn't pick the same stuff as me at all. It's not what I wanted to see. Well, oh, a shell bell. Special attack and cooldown. I'm just gonna build her how I want, to be honest. Where's that damn glasses? Everything's taking me so much time. Okay, we'll obtain this. Thank you very much. Okay, held items. And then I go to my little thing. Wait, where are the glasses? Boom. Use the glass. There we go. Okay. Pop these with this. Alright, we're gonna try this. And I'm definitely gonna get the player. Any fellas online want to play? All right. Here we go. Rank battles, I want in. All right, next round, you got it. Potion. I will be getting eject button once again. I guess all I have is my my Sylveon runes, so I guess it's gonna have to work. I'm going top with this Tinkertuff. Oh, I got a message, Mocha. She's been playing a lot of Tinkerton. It just made me think about it. Dude, look how much smoother this runs on the Switch too. It's so fast. On the Switch 1, this would take me like the whole time to load one of these. No one literally ever listens. They're all going top. Sure, man. Four top? No jungle? Oh, that's cool. I got it by myself. Ow. How do I ping them? Okay, I think we'll do Hydro Pump and Aqua Ring. Someone help me! You can tell who's playing on the Switch phone by the load times. Yeah, I believe it. Oh, look, I'm just freaking playing her right now. Of course, this is a game where I have no team. But it does put a smile on my face that she's just here running around. I can't lie. Whoops. Got that one to the wayside a little bit. Kind of crazy that he just gets to play Scizor. Like, was he ever Scyther? And now we've got VAPOREON. I'll update and play game with you in a couple. Bless. Huge bless. Oops. I feel like I should have gone Muddy Water, to be honest. Instead of Hydro Pump. Aqua Ring seems so strong. There we go. Okay, we're turning it around. We're turning it around. The CC from Alolan Ninetales is so nice too. Whoa, what are you, is that agility? That's cool. That's cool. It took him a long time to kill me still. The Scizor being ping pong between you two is what I want to happen to me with two goth moms. I said, alright, Tyler, it's valid. Honestly, it's valid. Wild sentence being typed right there. I get it. I do get it. Get back here, Zard. Come on! Get him, Tinkatuff! Yeah, I think definitely should have gone Muddy Water. Muddy Water seems like it synergizes a lot better with Aqua Ring. This is a tough Scizor. Oh my hell. How's VAPOREON? She's so fun. This is my very first game with her, and I really like her. I kind of messed up her build, though. Oh. Okay. Got a little seismic toss. It does happen. Did he go Mega? Was he a Megazard for a minute? Holy. Oh. I'm back. I abandoned them. I did not see them all flying overhead like that. So who did they add as Megas? Was it Charizard and Lucario? No, me and Lepers just completely missing each other. Nice. She is strong. Like, we're comparable levels too. See that healing from Aqua Ring? Oh my god. That was kind of wild. Or maybe that was Big Root. That might have been Big Root. I don't think I've scored a goal this game. I've just been fighting the whole time. I still didn't get to score. Let me out! Yay. There we go. Very cool. Okay, I will say, for having, like, to play by myself the majority of that game, I had a lot of fun. I think she feels really strong. Hooray! I still got MVP. Amazing. Okay, let's do it again. And this time I won't troll. Oh, wait. Wait, how do I do? Wait, stop. No. How do I? Oh, cancel matchmaking. Okay, there we go. Alright, Latios? Oh, wait, it's not Latios. It's Latino Rios. I've just got Pokemon on my brain. Oh, wait, it's Latin Oreos. I can't read at all. Oh my hell. But if you want to play, still, let's do it. I just immediately just auto-completed. I was like, oh yeah, that's Latios. That's Latios Rio. In my head. If you don't choose Muddy Water, I'm reporting you. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? Actually, when I looked up those builds, I didn't even see what was the strongest. I am gonna assume it's Aqua Ring though, because Aqua Ring felt crazy. Let's see. Also, I think I'm gonna put my focus band back on. I just like focus band. I love Shell Bell though too. No, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep it, what is this? Oh. It's so cute. I have to wait. I have to wait. Maybe she'll get more. Where the hell is the emblems? Here we go. Okay. Recommended loadout. Man, recommended for who? This doesn't seem right. Minus 3.6 special attack? Why would I want that? I can't join you because you're expert class? Oh, are you higher level? I haven't played ranked in a while. Why is it locked? Oh well. How do I change who's in my... who's like my buddy? She's my favorite, so how do I make them my favorite? Oh my god, how did I do that? I'm getting smoked by the controls right now. Ultra 4, I started playing today and being Sweaty Ultras 3. Oh, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. It says favorite up there. Oh. I figured it out. There we go. Oh my god. All is right with the world. And did it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. That means they're probably gonna release a Vaporeon outfit too. That's so exciting. I forgot you play ranked like a freak. We don't have to play ranked. I'm just playing ranked. we can play norms when you get on. That's perfectly fine by me. With Tino Rios and I only play norms. I'm sorry. That's Ladios Rios to you. On a different note, Oreos sound delicious. Oreos sound great. I would really like some. Remember when I said you're so embarrassing and you're quirky? Oh my god, stop. Stop it. Tyler, I want you to see on my recent YouTube video, let me just plug real fast, because I've been playing Dispatch. I titled it, I am so embarrassing, and when I wrote it, I was like, damn it. Tyler wins again? I also, this was a hard call to choose between Pokemon Unite, playing Vaporeon, and playing the next episode of Dispatch, so we did what we had to do. Oh, they have Delmise! Wait, that's actually so exciting! He's like Nautilus, I think. In league terms. Oh my god, get away from me. He's so big and imposing. I might have to kill this ball toy over here. Okay, we went muddy water this time. I messed up. It's okay. Dang. Little Rowlet did a ton of damage. Just autoing. Don't mind me. We do a little jungling here. For a second. Nice. Oh no, I'm not gonna Aqua Ring in time. Dang it. Delmise is kind of crazy. he's kind of cracked in this mode. I say this mode, I meant like this game. as opposed to the other game that he's in. Is Delmise in anything else? I don't think he's in Pokken. Look at how many auto attacks Dartrix gets. Whoa, that's crazy. Ow, 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 ow. Huge. Did you see the question mark above my head when I got pulled? That is how I feel. So much AoE. So much AoE. God, Delmise does damage. my ADC right now. What was that? Is there a Gengar nearby? I saw the ghost icon pop up. Was that... They have a Gengar? What was that? What is an ADC? That's my attack damage carry, Tyler. You see how the Glaceon is just like auto-attacking, like rapid fire? Yeah, Muddy Water is just so much better in every way. Uh-oh. The support. She's so strong. This is actually out of control. Absolutely out of control. I don't think I'm gonna make it out of this one, quite frankly. Uh-oh. They all hate you equally. They must. When did Meowscarada get in the game? I feel like that's the first one I've seen. Oh no, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Dang it. That was not a Blastoise. Why are you gaslighting me? So clearly a Meowscarada. Stop. That was a sick ult if I had any follow-up at all that could have happened. Really, why are you being so weird right now when what came out of the bush was a Blastoise? I don't want to hear you say these insane things to me. See, look how nice this is when we fight together as a team. Isn't that so nice? Wouldn't that have been fun the whole game? Garchomp snuck 100 in at the end. Will it be enough? No. Shucks. And shucks. Okay, let's look at our battle data though. Look at our recovery! 60%? Holy guacamole. That recovery is huge, humongous. We didn't do bad damage either. It's funny, when Vaporeon came out, a lot of people were upset because they're a defender and they wanted them to be like more of a support. But I think with Aqua Ring, they're just really strong. As both, I mean. Okay, let's play a Norm if you guys are on, if you guys are down. Where are you, fucking Tyler? I'm not free yet, but I'll probably be after the next game or two. Aye aye, Captain. What about you, Oreos? Latin Oreos? Going to sweat with rank for a bit? Hey, fair enough. Me too. Guess I'll just stay here. We'll open some of our stuff actually. I can't? Don't have enough. Literally, Tyler. Ooh. That's so pretty. The Dark Lord set hollowware. Why is that? This is so extra. Let's look at our little shop, actually. Do we have any Vaporeon stuff? I didn't see any for the people. Show me the fashion. David! David, stop what you're doing! Look! Look! They have a Psyduck onesie. Look at the Psyduck slippers! Do you see them? Oh, and a matching Slowpoke one. That's so cute. Actually incredible. Okay, that's Glaceon stuff. Their Aura. Flash Canary. Where is my beautiful Vaporeon? Wow. That is quite involved. Any hats? The Greninja scarf is so cute. Alright, I think I own this. What is this? Interesting. They have a Mr. Mime backpack. A Mr. Mime backpack and no Vaporeon backpack. seems a little bit crazy. You're gonna get it as a tramp stamp, alright. Interesting. That's awesome. Did I buy this? Did I buy the hat for this? No, I did not. I don't have the money for that. How do I go to my closet? There we go. Oh, the Mr. Mime face, of course. Why would I think anything else? Because you're quirky, I swear, Tyler. Keep calling me quirky and it's gonna affect my self-esteem. it's gonna be bad. Here we go. Now that's so cute. 1v1 me on Unite? Log in, man! Where are you? Nowhere to be found. I'm finishing a WoW raid with Classic Andy. Well, I know that's not true because he doesn't even play WoW anymore. Now you're a liar. And the whole world knows. It's Legion Remix. He would never do this to our family. What is the dark suit? I'm not joking. If I walked upstairs and he was playing WoW with you, it would cause a massive fight. There would be a humongous problem. Imagine if I was secret best friends with your husband? No, that would make sense. That would be fine. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, actually. It's a very my husband thing to do. All my outfits are so ugly. We'll just wear this one. WoW is a problem. We played it together before. WoW isn't necessarily the problem. My husband has a problem because he can't play games casually. He has to play games in the most... I don't have a better way to say this. I have to think of a better way to say this. The most meticulous, over-thought out, over-analyzing way. Like, there's no... He doesn't get to log in and have fun and log out. Like, he can't play a game casually. He has to play a game so... Yes, like, absolute min-max. Min-max. time, effort, energy. And he told me, he's like, oh, it's just a dad guild. I just made a dad guild for me and some friends to play WoW casually. And like a week later, he's like, okay, I'm the owner of a server that has over 2,000 members in it in Discord. And I run 3 different sections out of this guild. And I'm like, why do you have so much responsibility for this? We have so many other things that we need to be doing. This is not a casual dad guild. This is like a lot of work and time and energy. Anyways, it's not that he's not allowed to play. Like, I'm not that kind of wife, obviously. Like, here I am streaming Pokemon Unite. It's just that when we run our own business and do all these other things, I have to be like the voice of reason sometimes. Like, hey, we have to get to work, you know? If we're relying on only my stream income, we're not gonna make it, you know? Sometimes he jokes with me. He's like, oh, it's a stream night tonight. Alright. Go and make us a lot of money. Our family depends on it. I'm like, oh, I really hope not. We're not gonna survive. I also told him I'm gonna look for a Mythic Raid DPS for Midnight Expansion. He doesn't play DPS. So that doesn't scare me, okay? God, do I hope that is not true. Precisely. Oh good, I'm playing with another Alolan Ninetales. Look, we got good synergy last time. Baby Swift. I don't want to abandon him. Aw, shoot. Reach him! There we go. I heard your whole explanation, and I'm like, okay, but tell him I need him for raiding in the next expansion pack. Sorry, he doesn't play retail, so I'm not worried about it. He would never go for it. He min-maxes Classic? That's... Why do you think his name is official Classic Andy? The classic WoW player through and through. That's why it was a dad guild. They're like, oh, we're just getting back on for Sod on Classic. Not a big deal. thought he made funny jokes and people said, classic Andy. Wow, that's such a classic Andy thing to do. Classic Andy thing to say. You know, fair enough. Should I be down there? I'm coming, team. They're for sure gonna nerf this. She's getting nerfed. I hope they're not gonna be too bad, but this is definitely not gonna last. Oh my God, we're bullying him. Let me just farm a little bit. Well, he's only level 6. That didn't feel right. Whoa. Hi, Kenichi. Hi, Papa Fuhrer. Oh yeah, sorry. Earlier, by the way, when stream died, I still have no idea what happened. I paused. I went on my BRB screen so I could talk to my husband for a minute. I came back and nothing else stopped working. Like, everything else was completely fine. I was still in Marvel Rivals with my friends. I was still talking to them. And then David DM'd me and it's like, hey, did you end stream for some reason? Like, did Ray wake up? Like, what are you talking about? I looked over and OBS said that there was no, internet connection for only OBS. So I don't know what happened. Everything else was working completely fine. Just OBS lost internet, whatever that means. Also, Kenichi, I'm doing great. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Did I hear it's hater mode? Is it hater mode? Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. I'm honestly in such a great mood. OBS hates us. I guess. It was really confusing. I've never had that happen before where only OBS said that it didn't have internet. Like, nothing on my computer indicated that at all. Pick your ingest server and OBS settings. If it's set to auto, then you may have gotten booted off of your ingest server. It probably is set to auto. So, I guess it's worth looking into. I don't know. Oh! I need to kill the game guard. This is a bloodbath. That was crazy. Wow. I know I'm a couple levels ahead, but that was pretty wild. Surely my luck will run out here. Maybe not. Just alive forever. I need to be Expedition 33 already. It looks so good. It's awesome. That's my game of the year, without a doubt. I absolutely love it. I had a blast playing it. I still have a lot of post-game that I need to do. There's just so many games. So many games, so little time. Have you heard of Foozly the streamer? Yes! Yeah, I've watched Foozly a bit. I like her content a lot. I met her at Vegas Regionals. Oh, cool. Regionals for what? Oh, Pokemon. Right. Right, that's implied. VGC, that's so cool. I didn't know that she went to events like that for Pokemon. That's awesome. Alright. More stuff. No, I'm so torn. I want to play more Expedition 33. I want to play, obviously, more Dispatch because I want to continue that. I want to play more of my missions in Pokemon ZA. I'm just all over the place. Casey, I'm never gonna yell at you. Never. Never ever gonna yell at you. Tyler, online? I might. Alright, anyone else getting in here for a little casual Pokemoning? Sounds like the only way to play all those games is doing 24-hour streams. Who is this? Which one of your names is Hog Rider? I don't think I'll ever do another 24-hour stream. At the very most that I'll ever do again. If I had, obviously, like, my husband watching the baby or anything. I don't even think I could do a 12-hour again. It would be... I could do a long stream, but those, like, unending stream days are just behind me. There's just no way. I'm not able to do it. These menus don't make a lick of human sense. They're designed to confuse you and make you spend money. You're supposed to slip up. Oops, I just spent $20 on the game. I really don't know. They're so confusing. It's such a, like, mobile game trap. Because when you open it on your phone, it's not that hard to navigate. But when you're using a controller, it's just like, what is all of this? Why is there so much stuff? How is it 12:20? Okay, this might have to be my last game for tonight because I'm kind of fending off a sickness right now, and so I need a lot of rest. I can't be staying up too late, otherwise I do not want to get sick. Thank you, Kenichi. I appreciate it. Oh, Urshifu. I like it. I don't think I've seen much Urshifu. Come to think of it, I don't think I've seen much Metagross or Cello either. It's that time of the season when people are starting to get sick. I know I went and bought a new humidifier today because my upstairs... I have one humidifier and it's just not enough for how big the upstairs is. So I bought a second one and I hope that it'll help. I got new vitamin C and elderberry and all my immunity stuff. Like, I'm packed up and I've been sipping tea all day. Not want to get sick. Do not want to get sick. I'm recovering from sick right now. Worst. They split us up. This is so messed up. Hot chocolate hits hard during the season. Oh, it so does. Right now, I'm sipping on some sweet and spicy tea. Or it's sweet and tangy? Spicy and... I don't know what it's called. It's good. It's like orange. Orange, tangy, yummy. Okay, move! Went the wrong way. Oh, it's over for me. Oh no. I shouldn't have flashed. Whoops. Oh, look at her. Isn't she just great? Isn't she just wonderful? I just finally get to play my little mermaid fox. Everything is right with the world. Well, not really, but everything in my world in this moment is... Let's not think too hard about anything else going on. Ooh. There we go. There we go. I get the number to the left of the health bar is your level. What's the number to the right? The left of my health bar is your level. Oh, that's, when I have points, that's the amount of, like, so when you kill things, you get these little balls that you get to dunk into the hoops. So it's the amount of those. Like, my buddy here has 30. I think it only appears if you have that many, too. Oh no, because they only have 4. Now he has 0. So maybe it's just to see what everyone else is holding. Because it doesn't show up for yourself because you have it at the bottom anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. Alex made a bad Pokemon choice. What is his name? Celerouge? It's Armourouge and Celerouge, right? He looks so cool. they just evolved. Ah, my like contacts are drying out right now. Maybe I should have brought one of the humidifiers down here. Probably not a bad idea. I got like a big beefy one today, so maybe I should move one of the littler humidifiers into my office. My office is pretty small. Ledge, that's how it was. Ledge. Oh, my headset just died. I can't hear anything anymore. I can just hear me clicking buttons. Life. This is not ideal. Bring it back. Oh, there we go. Playing video games in dead silence. Oh no! Hey, that didn't turn out that bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but it didn't turn out that bad. Oh, whoa! That guy's a menace. That was crazy. Hey, I like to say that I helped. I set that up. Yep, that's what we're gonna go with. Look how cool Metagross is when he walks! He looks awesome! This is great! Look at him! Why is Urshifu run like that? Why is he running like that? He's running so nonchalant. Died again, even though I just plugged it in. This is awful. It's a good thing this is the last game. I'm freaking charging. Oh, this charger sucks. It's been charging my phone this whole time. My phone's on like 30%. There's a connection issue here. Not good. Is Zoroark doing work right now? No! Oh. We lose from that? We were really ahead. But they're gonna get like 500 points right now. So... Maybe not, maybe not. But they got 180. We're still okay. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, it's alright. They should have split where they went. If they had some go top there too, it might have really changed it for them. Why is she not fighting me? Just come back. I don't want to fight someone. Where's the scoreboard? We're about to find out what the scoreboard is. Oh. Oh, so that was actually really close. If they would have... Yeah, if they would have had one person go top, that's like a completely different game. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Yeah. Hog Rider, you showed up. That was crazy. Okay, well that's gonna be my last game for the night. I'm gonna try and get some rest and hopefully not get sick. But I hope you guys have a really, really great night. I appreciate you for coming and hanging out with me. Well, we played some Marvel Rivals and Pokemon Unite, and I'm hoping... So here's my worry. So originally I was gonna have my celebration stream this Saturday for celebrating 8 years of streaming. We're gonna do a big event. I'm so nervous because I've been getting sick. I'm hoping that we'll be okay for it, but I really don't know. So if we have to postpone, we have to postpone. It is what it is, you know? But I'll keep you guys posted, and I hope you have a great night. And if we don't get to do it on Saturday, if we just have a regular stream Saturday night, then we're just gonna play more Dispatch. But yeah, so have a good one, everyone. See you later.